We are three regular guys that somehow are making this work and figuring it out on the fly. And we are tickled every time we hear that people are listening to us and appreciate us as much as we appreciate all of you.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 205 of the Mashup, the best bourbon conversation you're going to hear all week long. Turkey leggers, we're your hosts, Anthony, Steven, Kenny. Gobble, gobble.
Smoked turkey, sous vide mashed potatoes.
Smoky.
Let's go.
Well, I'll tell you what. We are talking about the holidays incoming, and man, guys, it's been incredibly rewarding and tough to keep up with the podcast right now.
Almost another year down.
Do you realize that I saw when I was going through notes that January is our anniversary?
It is.
So that means in January of 2025, we will have been doing this for 4 years.
No way.
4 years. 4 years of a podcast. What do you think about that?
5 years. I thought you started in 2020.
No.
Start 2021?
It was very late. It was during Christmas break of 2020.
Okay, so really 2021.
Yeah, the first one dropped in 2020, but we started getting the stuff together in the late December of 2020.
So coming up on that 4-year anniversary and thinking about that, it's not hard for me because I grew up like this, right? I grew up in a family where, like, when we were at Thanksgiving, we had to talk about things that we were excited about, things that we were thankful for. And I'm not going to put you guys on the spot here, but, like, is there anything you want to talk about?
Mashed potatoes.
Oh, my God. The mashed potatoes. Oh, my goodness.
Speaking of turkey, you know what turkey is really good? Popeye's chicken turkey that you can order.
So Popeye's chicken turkey?
I'm sorry, Popeye's from the website. We've got it 1 year.
Okay.
And they inject it with all their seasonings and everything.
Oh.
And the outside is crusty, and you can order it, and it is, unbelievable. It's delicious.
So wait a minute, Steven, you can get a turkey from Popeye's chicken, right?
Yes.
Holy
Go
cow.
to the MF and website and order it.
Well, I had no idea you could do that.
Well, I'm just bringing it to you.
Yeah. Kenny, what do you do for Thanksgiving? Steven's getting his
smoked turkeys.
Popeyes. You
I
smoke
smoked
them?
tons of turkeys, yeah.
Okay.
Tons?
Oh, there's been lots of years that I'll smoke 9 to 10,
9 to 10?
turkeys. Well, people would buy them from me.
They're bidding them off you?
Dude, I can smoke turkey, bro. Seriously. So for reals, man. People pay me to smoke the turkey.
Do you think I could smoke a turkey on my rec tech, or you think I'll blow it up?
I think it'll be 100%. You will love it. Best turkey I ever had.
Okay. All right.
The big thing is what you do before you put it on the smoker.
Oh, yeah.
Which
you mean
is?
the brining?
You have to brine it.
Okay.
Got to brine. Brine is key.
Well, I love turkey. I love Thanksgiving, and I love you guys, I think. I mean, if that's okay for me to say that, like, I'm just feeling, like that. Okay. You're like, yeah. Oh. Kenny's face like, oh, yeah. What's he talking about this time? But seriously, like, do you guys, so when I think about Thanksgiving and I think about the, time we spend next week here with friends and family, it's sentimental for me because I grew up in Warren, Ohio with a very close-knit Greek family. I was very fortunate to have my grandparents. What are you laughing about?
When we were on that River Roots pick,
right?
Jeff said something about Greek something. Jeff is just
oh, yeah.
funny.
Yeah. No. Jeff, I know what you're laughing. He said something
about what did he say? The
Greek
feta
Easter.
cheese and the something.
Greek Easter. Yeah. So I invited
Jeff.
I
love Jeff.
I invited him to Greek Easter, and he was funny. So it's funny. I told my parents, I said, we met up with Jeff
I did not
and
mean
Joseph.
To interrupt you. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
I'm so sorry.
But he was at Greek Easter, and he talked about how you don't want to miss a Greek Easter. And I was thinking to myself, like, you don't want to miss any holiday, right? And so I just, it's not, for me, I love to have fun on this podcast. I love to laugh and everything. But, like, I can't express this to people enough. When you have family in one place and you kind of lose that, not because of any other reason besides people passing away, it's tough. And so Thanksgiving always reminds me of all the great times growing up that I got to share with friends and family, but mostly family, for so many years of my life. And since moving to Kentucky, that's changed a lot. I still get together with my parents, my brothers, but like the extended family, my good man, I miss everybody so much. Not the ones that have passed and the ones that just are in Ohio and places like that. It's really tough in Texas, all over the place. But yeah, I get sentimental this time of the year, man. So anyway, I don't know. What do you guys think over here? Got any Thanksgiving traditions?
Nothing more than immediate family.
Immediate family, but as immediate family, like you still got your parents, you got and people like that. But gosh, man, I was fortunate. I got to meet my great grandparents, got to see my grandparents, I got to see everybody. So, and it's tough when you have that much, you lose a lot, and it's very tough. But anyway,
I love Thanksgiving.
I'm a downer over here. I'm a downer tonight.
I want a drink just to get you off my mind.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, Thanksgiving's my jam, dude. It's just because I love to cook and smoke anyway, and it's a holiday based on eating, you know.
Right,
my favorite.
So, but we, we'll get together. You know, Christmas is fun too. Don't get me wrong, but I just love Thanksgiving, man.
Right.
It's just a good, relaxing holiday time. We usually do our family Thanksgiving thing on Wednesday.
Okay.
And then we either like do nothing, hang out, chill, or more of a Friendsgiving on Thursday.
Okay.
So it's fun.
I think I could be at Friendsgiving this year.
He hasn't invited you.
He didn't invite me.
I was going to say,
He was like, wait a minute.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
No, I was going to say.
I'm not having this guy over here.
Oh, no. Thursday is usually the Friendsgiving thing. And you've never been invited, right?
No, you have. You invited me.
Okay. I was going to give you a hard time. No. So now Thursday, Thursday for real, man. It's we usually do a Friendsgiving thing, and it's just fun because it's just hanging out, man, relaxing, just joking, cutting up, good times, man.
I've never been. I've been invited, but I've never been. So.
Oh God, you know what, dude? Tonight is a first.
What's that?
Tonight is a very first.
Very first.
The dogs are downstairs while we're recording.
They are.
And one of them just farted.
They did.
I can smell it. We never have the dogs downstairs.
Woo! God, that's terrible. Goodness gracious.
Oh, it's Diesel, dude. It's got to be. He's under the table. Wow. So we will not be nosing or tasting for a few minutes at least.
Have we ever really talked about that, though? Like, Kenny has 3 large pit bulls that are in his house.
And they're just like the most.
They're the greatest
lovey,
dogs.
cuddly.
Yeah,
just
they're
babies.
not. They're not threatening. Well,
So you break
could
into
be.
the house and they look mean, but they're just going to lick you to death. It's crazy.
right. Yeah. So we usually keep them upstairs, but tonight they're down here right now.
Yeah.
Spirit of Thanksgiving and family. There you go. We got the dogs here, but all good.
Well, since you're being all sappy.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
and,
sap.
you know,
I'm a sap.
That's fine. You're being all sappy.
I'm just thinking about some things,
That's fine. I mean, I've seen a few posts recently on some of the big bourbon groups, and sometimes those are like, like the big ones that have 20,000, 30,000 people in them.
Right.
People talking about like their unicorn bottles and this and that, and you save something, you open something, and just, I'm going to go ahead and just bring it up, man. We pretty much, we don't just save bottles.
Right.
We crack them and open them, share them, enjoy them, because you just never know when your time is, man.
Right. And if there's a bottle you have that you're holding on to, freaking open it.
Right.
Share it with your friends.
Yes.
Share it with your family.
Now.
Share it with your freaking neighbor if you don't have friends and family. Share it with your wife if your wife doesn't care about bourbon. Right?
Yeah.
Just do it. Just share it and open it and share it, because
just never know,
you
man.
never know. And what does it mean to down the road if you're not around? So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no doubt.
There you go.
It's review time.
Oh, yeah. It's review time, and I made the conscientious decision here to catch us up, not only with Apple Podcasts, but also with the Facebook and Spotify crowd.
It's a hat trick.
Hat trick.
Review?
Yeah. So this one, I'm so sorry it took so long, but this came via instant message from Jason K., and this is on September 19th. He said, I left a 5-star rating on iTunes, but really feel that the podcast deserves 6 stars, so I decided to send this review. I'm a Southern California listener who has casually sipped on Beam and Cokes for years and started my true whiskey journey within the past couple of years.
At least he picked the right one.
That's right. There you go. He didn't pick Jack, right? As I've taken a big deep dive, the mashup has been a big part of it. Listening to the show each week, I feel like I'm sitting in a room with the 3 of you. You epitomize the fun of sharing whiskey with friends, and it definitely comes through in the pod. You guys keep You guys keep producing the show, and I'll keep listening. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, Jason K., we appreciate that, man. And then I have to touch on these 2 Spotify reviews we got about a month ago. One was from JML, and he or she said, best bourbon podcast and best fair opinion-based product reviews ever. And that's what I appreciate the most. And then the other one was from Mr. Mike Petrich.
Ooh, he left a 1-star. He said Anthony's voice is it's like chalk on it. It's like your fingernails on a chalkboard.
Mike did not say that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mike said.
I misread that.
He said, hello, fantastic episode, guys. He was referring to one of our episodes. He said, as always, informative, fun, and enlightening. Enjoy the great chats, fun, and friendly jabs. The status of Adam Sandler's stunt double's hair updated, and as always, the amazing blind comparisons and info. You guys are literally the best. Oh, yeah. So that's awesome.
About to tear up, man.
Yeah, no,
Appreciate
exactly.
that.
We got a couple of good reviews here through social media, through the different channels other than Apple Podcast, and we, Kenny, Steven, you guys both have said it when we sat down to record tonight. You said sometimes we get so many messages on our personal accounts and on the Facebook, like the official sanctioned accounts, that we can't keep up with them. Mm-hmm. And if we ever delay on getting back to you,
We'll get to you.
Yeah, we'll get to you. We don't ever mean it. We are 3 regular guys that somehow are making this work and figuring it out on the fly. And we are tickled every time we hear that people are listening to us and appreciate us as much as we appreciate all of you. Yeah.
Speaking of making it work,
Right.
we have the holiday season coming up,
Yeah, that's right.
and so it gets a little hectic.
Yes, it does.
So if we miss a week or here and there,
Yeah.
Oh, don't say a week.
Not a week.
I'm sorry,
Kenny is
if
on a
we
week.
miss a Tuesday here
He
and
wants
there,
a Tuesday. Yeah.
it's just because it's just
Yeah.
been hectic with all the holiday stuff going on.
But I will say,
I agree.
I'm getting ready to learn to edit and upload.
Coming in hot.
So you might get some unedited episodes sent to Anthony for him to post. So we'll see how it goes.
Just put the E on there, okay?
If Kenny
right.
gets the editing skills, then we're going to have 3 weeks. Three episodes a week. Sorry. Yeah,
We're going to have nightly
We're on
ones.
5.
4 or 5.
5.
You're going to have a live podcast.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, I've had 2 different people say we need to do some lives on Facebook
Okay.
or lives on something.
Yeah. A live
That'd be
would be
funny.
wild. Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah. We should do that.
We have to put
but,
clothes on for that one.
And if you don't want to see that, please leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts. The next time we record, we'll give you a shout out.
Wonderful.
Well, boys, for this week, we have a twofer.
There you go.
We have a black bottle and a white bottle.
Okay.
We are going to be sipping on True Story, finished bourbon, and finished rye.
Oh, yeah. So this is very wonderful. I'm going to go through the specs of each bottle, but the first one is a True Story bourbon. This is from Saga Spirits and Group in Versailles, Kentucky. The bottle date is 2024. ABV is 45. Proof is 90. Nice cork pop. The age is 5 to 6 years old, and they finish it in white Moscatel casks, which is a fortified wine for up to 6 months. The mash bill is unknown, but the MSRP is $55. The next bottle is a True Story Rye. This is again from the same group out of Versailles, Kentucky. The bottle date is 2024. The ABV is 50. Proof is 100. Age is 5 to 8 years. Oh, there you go, Kenny. It's a 5 to 8 year old base rye, but then it's finished for 2 to 12 months in Brazilian Amburana hardwood and Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso sherry casks. My goodness, it's a lot of finish. Mash bill's unknown again. Price is 65 bones. And the bottle design on these guys is pretty freaking amazing. Like nothing we've ever seen before. So take it away, gentlemen.
These bottles are different.
These bottles stick out.
Right.
I don't know what finish is on it.
It's a ceramic.
I mean, they're very unique
Either
looking.
powder coat painted or ceramic finish.
Right. So you can see when you take the top off, the cork, you can see inside the top of the bottle. Do you guys see that?
Traditional glass.
It's traditional glass, and you can see where it's not painted. Mm-hmm. But it's like, if this is just painted glass, this is a masterful job of just painting glass.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is. It looks like it's finished in some way.
Yeah. So kind of like powder coat or ceramic.
Yeah.
So one criticism: do you guys think that the fact that these are so like a matte color, matte white, matte black, that they almost look like not a bourbon? Like you can almost pass them over, going like,
Well, you know,
that's not what
funny.
I expect, and I don't see anything, so I'm just gonna walk by it. You know,
And this is no dig on the bottle.
right? Exactly.
But they look like chic farmhouse, like kitchenware.
oh, there you go.
Like something you keep on the counter above the cabinet
Right.
as decorative stuff.
right. Like here's
But it's
the
not
jug-
a dig. They look awesome.
Here's
but they
the
do
jug
not
for the
scream
milk.
bourbon at
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Or here's the thing that holds the pepper.
Yeah.
Like here we go.
Yeah,
you know, it's
salt
just
and
up on
pepper
the
shaker.
shelf.
These are
Exactly.
massive salt and pepper shakers.
Yeah, it's a massive. There you go. Holy cow. Like I had to think about it for a little bit because it's very much unlike anything we've ever seen. And it's very cool and chic. They got this picture of the table on the back. It says, "From the table of the Henderson family, American Whiskey Legacy," which we'll talk about. But it says the slogan is "Pull up a chair." So life is a true story. Pull up a chair, right? That's what we're doing right now. We're pulling up chairs and talking.
True story.
Yeah.
True dat.
That's all you got to say, Kenny, is true dat.
Was it New Riff? Pretty dark black bottle.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
The rare character exceptional malt. Very dark.
Very dark. Very.
So it's kind of hard to see sometimes how much bourbon or whiskey you have left in the glass.
Right.
Okay.
You need a tide window.
On this one, you cannot tell anything
No.
of what is left in your
On
glass.
either the
On
bourbon
either
or the
one,
rye,
No,
at all
I mean,
whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're blacked out.
Yeah.
So,
Or whited out.
But it's very unique.
There you go.
For sure.
Blacked and whited out.
Yeah, very unique bottling.
No doubt. So you guys know that True Story is actually the it's the brand of Wes Henderson and his family. And so you guys know Wes Henderson, right? That's Angel's Envy. He was a co-founder of Angel's Envy with his
Did
dad.
he create the Freddy Krueger movie series? No?
That Wes Craven?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I don't even know who that was.
Wrong
but,
Wes.
So yeah, Wes Henderson and Lincoln Henderson, of course.
What,
his
this was
dad.
like guitars for Limp Bizkit?
You guys, we're gonna get a phone call from the Henderson family. They're gonna be like, "What are you doing?" But, so Wes and Lincoln founded Angel's Envy in 2010, and even though they sold to Bacardi in 2015, Wes stayed on as the CEO guy. Not really CEO. He was just like the big brand ambassador / president, whatever he was, of Angel's Envy until 2022, and he retired. And then, hey, just like anybody, he didn't stay retired. In 2023, he bought the castle in Versailles, which we'll talk about more. And I know they want it to be a future. There you Kenny with the whistle. Like, when you do that.
What's that whistle
They
for?
spent like $20 million to buy the castle in Versailles, and they wanted that to be the site of their new distillery, but I guess that's not going to happen. It's just going to be like more of a site where they have tastings and things like that.
Hotel.
So this is a facts optional podcast.
Facts optional. You never know what's going to happen there.
And facts optional.
Okay.
But when they paid all that money for that,
Okay.
they were supposed to be able to distill and do all that stuff there.
Oh, no, really?
And then they were told after the fact they can't, so now they got to buy land somewhere else and distill there instead.
That's ridiculous.
Facts optional. Don't hold us to that. Don't get mad at us. Don't sue us or anything. But yeah, I've heard.
Did you
that,
say sue us?
I've heard that is a very. I've heard that's a very big area of contention that they're not happy about.
Well, I feel like they should be able to like fire up a still in the middle of the castle out there. So,
I would. I just do
yeah.
it.
So, do you guys want to talk more about the castle? You want to start tasting here first, or nosing at least?
The castle's an interesting story.
Oh, here we go.
But we
Steven.
can start nosing.
Okay, let's start.
I've only been
nosing.
there once.
Let's start nosing.
I've been
first.
there once as well.
You've been there
Oh, no,
once?
twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We had a class reunion there.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, we had our 25th class reunion there.
Really?
So yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you hang out in one of the watchtowers?
No, we had a big room on the main level.
Yep.
And we just basically had some, we forgot what food we had, catered there, but hung out on the main level and didn't really tour the place too much. Some people stayed there as part of the hotel thing.
Burgers
but,
and fries? Did you get burgers and fries?
Man, I don't even remember, dude.
I'm just kidding.
It was a while.
Yeah. So,
All right.
Yeah.
Let's nosy.
That's nosy.
So the first one will be the black bottle, right? Which is the
Bourbon.
finished bourbon,
Yeah.
which is the volume 1.
The second one is the finished rye.
No, I actually like the nose on the bourbon. It's kind of fruity. It's kind of nice. Seems like it might have good depth. The rye is overwhelmingly Amburana. It's finished in Amburana barrels. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah.
But it's like you can just smell it.
So it's triple finished rye.
Wow.
Triple.
2 different types of sherries plus the Amburana.
It's not, the nose is not hitting. If you guys just let me know when you start tasting, because I'm not going to, whatever. But while we're nosing, so we mentioned the castle. The castle is actually, do you guys know why that was built? Versailles? Wasn't it like
It was for
brother feud or something like that?
Oh, I thought it was for was a gift for the guy's fiance or a wedding.
Yeah. Maybe it was, yeah.
And then
Something
she
like that.
left him and it never finished.
There
And
you
that's
go.
why for years it sat there.
Right.
Until I guess the purchase of the property.
Okay.
And then they started finishing it. Then it caught fire.
How does that happen? How does a castle catch fire?
How does the administration building in UK catch fire? It just does.
Yeah, how did Heaven Hill catch fire?
Boom.
How does Heaven Hill catch fire? Well, it's alcohol, the warehouses, lightning. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
You were ready for that, were you?
So I remember when I was little.
I was not ready for that.
Remember when I was a little kid, man. So I was a little kid,
You went to Heaven Hill?
and
Figured it out.
He's got a face.
now, so a little kid, my grandmother used to take me out. We would go to Louisville because my great grandmother lived in Louisville. And so we'd drive up Versailles Road and I'd see the castle.
Right.
So I have no idea when they started construction on it, but I know I was a little kid when it started, man. Like it's been a long time ago
Yeah.
when it first got started.
Yeah.
No, no
Like a
doubt.
long time
Like
ago.
70s, I think.
Yeah.
It had to be because
Yeah.
I mean, I was born in 75, so it was probably 1980 ish because I would go to Louisville for like spring break or something, like stay the week with my great grandmother.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it had to be mid 70s,
Yeah.
late 70s when they started it because I remember driving out and like, oh, there's the castle,
Yeah.
on the way to go out to Louisville.
Well, it's kind of crazy that now it's a site of, I mean, they've had whiskey tastings there and things like that, but now it's a site of part of their apparatus for their gift shop, whether it's distillery there or whatever they're doing. So that's the home base for True Story right there. Versailles, not
Versailles.
Versailles, not Versailles, Versailles.
According to it was either Waze or Google Maps, Versailles.
Right. Versailles, yeah, that's the French pronunciation. What's the funniest thing about that, though, is when we first moved to Kentucky in 2011, we were in an apartment complex, and of course, in an apartment complex, everything's broken. So we call the maintenance, the guy shows up, and he's working on fixing whatever it was, something with the shower, and then he's like, hey, he's like, y'all from around here? And we're like, no, we just moved here. And I'm like, where are you from? And he goes, I'm from Versailles.
What?
You ever heard him say that?
Versailles?
He said Versailles.
Never heard that.
And we said, what? And he said, people call it Versailles or Versailles. I call it Versailles. And I was like, Jesus. So there's a third pronunciation.
I'm sure he wasn't messing with you.
No, I don't think he was. Like, he did not break. If he was messing with us, he didn't break character or nothing. And we were not in Kentucky long enough to be messed with. You know what I mean? Like, he could have picked 5,000 other things. So if anybody that lives in Versailles,
I've never heard that.
here's anybody call it Versailles, please let us know. We want to know via messenger or anything if that's the case, because I remember that vividly. And if he was messing with me, then shame on me. But anyway, it didn't seem like he was messing around.
Easy, boys. Easy.
Yeah, so when if you're some chewing down there, the dogs are chewing. So we all got invited to J-Hob
Yes.
about a month ago or
I
so.
want to hear about that.
They had a True Story bottle release, signings. You could buy bottles, all that. So my first introduction was at J-Hob. Anthony, you had something going on that night.
No,
I
I
forgot
couldn't
what you
go.
had.
Stephen could not go either.
But it was interesting because usually when you have somebody down there, like we've gone before for different bottle releases, like half the place was filled with their own employees with like True Story stuff on.
Okay.
But then I started thinking about it. He has a lot of sons, right?
He got 6 sons. Wes Henderson has 6
And so
kids. Yeah.
I believe it was them and their wives. And it was like the first bottle release I've been to where it's like a ton, just an absolute ton of just people that actually work for the brand that was there.
Nice.
So I have tasted these once before. And it was not bad. It was not as bad as I was thinking it would be.
Okay. Why'd you think it was gonna be bad? Just because
I've heard from a few people it wasn't great,
new whiskey brand,
but it wasn't as bad as I thought.
All right.
But I'm interested to try these.
Me too.
In this environment, because when I had them before, just different environment.
Okay.
Well, should we shut up and taste?
Let's go.
Sounds good. Pull up a chair. Your true story is waiting.
Now, when I first heard about this, though, and who it was that did it, the first thing I thought about was that one bottle that we had at the Halloween table 2 years ago. The one that you brought, Anthony.
Was that Blackened?
Blackened.
Blackened, yeah.
Was that done by them or something to do with them?
It was
too?
a Blackened by Wes Henderson. So it was I think it was a bourbon finished in white port barrels.
Yeah.
So it was like a spin on the Angel's Envy kind of stuff, and it was dynamic.
Yeah.
That was a bottle, man. That
was really good.
Yeah.
So when I first heard about that, I'm like, oh, Blackened's what I remembered from that.
Okay. Makes sense.
All right, I'm going to try the bourbon.
Was it finished in?
The bourbon?
Yeah.
A fortified wine cask, Moscatel, white wine.
Okay.
Interesting, isn't it?
Do you think the white wine really like lightens it up? Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. Definitely lightens it up. But what do you prefer, rye or bourbon?
It's a very interesting taste. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I really like the bourbon. I like the rye better than the bourbon, which is crazy. Yeah. The rye's like it's like got enough Amburana, but not like too much.
That's a lot of Amarada.
You don't like it?
It's a lot. So what do you think, Kenny, about the tasting of the bourbon?
I think it's smooth and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that I would reach for.
Right.
But we talked about this, I think, a little bit before. I've had like different people over at the house that like aren't really into bourbon, or I've had people just even talking to somebody at work or talking to somebody else about bourbon, and
right.
One of the things they describe, oh yeah, I had such and such, or I had such and such, and it was really smooth. So like a lot of people that aren't really like into bourbon, they just tend to look for that smooth note. And this is smooth and sweet.
Sweet, yeah. So I was like smooth and sweet.
I would say it's not for. I don't think it's necessarily for me. I don't mean to like jump ahead to pass try by.
Well, it's almost non-alcoholic for you, right?
Right, it's 90 proof.
Yeah.
It's non-alcoholic. But
There you go.
I can definitely see a market for something that is smooth and sweet and is only $60.
Yeah, 55 for the bourbon and 65 for the rye.
So, interesting. So I've never had anything from Moscato or whatever finished.
Moscatel
finished.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've ever had that wine.
Probably fortified wine. Like that means like we're talking about stuff is not good.
And this is funny. So this is something that Alves and I were talking about on the way up to River Roots.
Okay.
Because you and Steven drove separately.
We did. With the party car.
Yeah. But we're talking about different finishings and like different woods and things like that. So it's one of those things where, Alves had a good point. To him, most things, they can still be called a bourbon, but like once you finish it in something else, he's like, well, technically, if you really look at it, it should be whiskey. So this, although it says it's a bourbon, if you finish something in a wine cask,
Right.
wine is departing that flavor into there. And bourbon's not supposed to have any additives.
You said wine so much, I was thinking of Total Wine and not WINE, but
Gotcha.
WHINE.
That's what you're thinking about.
Total Wine. Okay,
But
go ahead.
this is called bourbon, but if you finish something in a wine
whiskey,
cask, it should be a whiskey.
Yeah.
Now, technically, I guess they can still call it bourbon, but that's just a talking point for us nerds, I guess. But
There are rules.
this should not really be bourbon. It should be called whiskey, in my opinion. But
It's fortified wine, so you're never going to find it in the hands of quality individuals. Yeah. Fortified wine is good stuff. If you want to check out some fortified wine varietals, I suggest Mad Dog 2020 and also, what's the other one? Wild Irish Rose is the one I know. There was in Cleveland, people used to drink Wild Irish Rose. Get that Fifth of Rose when the liquor store closed. But yeah,
have you guys
fortified
tasted
wines
the
and
rye
stuff.
yet?
Yes, we have.
yes,
Go ahead and
yeah.
taste it.
I'm going to go taste this rye. Oh, gosh, that nose is so strong on Barana.
The rye is very strong.
All right, I'm going to try this real quick.
It's like a cinnamon apple tart.
I don't have a good feeling about this going into it. We'll see.
You should.
Get it.
It's just like GTS 2015.
All right. What's the proof on the rye? 100?
It's
Possibly.
Yeah, right there. 100 proof.
100 proof.
10 points more.
That is incredibly strong on the Ambarana.
Yeah.
I do not taste much sherry finished.
Right.
Very strong on the Ambarana. Kind of drew me up. Just made my face turn a little bit. That's a strong Ambarana. RD1 and Dark Arts, from anything Ambarana I've had, tend to do that the best. And I believe both of those places, distilleries, businesses, companies, whatever, use staves in the barrel because Ambarana is so easy to overdo. So I'm curious on this true story, because they don't say it, whether they use a stave finishing or they actually put it in Ambarana barrels. But this is a very, very, very strong Ambarana. I'm going to try it again, though. I always got to be fair. I'm going to give it a second sip. So I could, second sip's not as bad, but still not great. I think it's just too strong on Barana for me.
Yeah.
I'm not an ice cube guy, but the only way I could potentially drink this is on an ice cube.
Oh.
To where you're getting it watered down a little bit,
Right.
And kind of like making it taste more like a cocktail potentially with that ice and water in there maybe.
Gotcha.
So, okay. I gotcha.
So, fellas, would you pass, try, or buy on the true story finished bourbon and finished rye?
Who's going to go first on this one?
Me? You
All
put
right,
me on
good.
the hot seat?
There
or
you go.
Okay.
Put you on the hot seat there.
So here's where I'm at with this. I probably would pass on the rye, even if I'm a rye guy, because the Ambarana finish is mixed with like some weird gasoline. It did not hit with me.
It drew me up. It actually made a face, yeah.
Yeah. They both did not really do it for me. So I'm probably a pass on the rye, and then I'm a try minus on the bourbon.
I'll go next. I will be a pass on both.
Yeah.
The rye was way too strong for me, for my personal taste.
Yep.
And the bourbon, I mean, it was fine. It's low proof.
Right.
I didn't find anything special about it.
Right.
So just a pass on it.
Gotcha.
Mr. K?
Well, you know me. I just went and poured a blind. So I'm going to extend and drag this episode out and make Anthony edit more.
Dang you.
Hang on, I'm sipping the blind here and something else. Ooh. I should have blinded y'all too.
I'm going to say no to the blinds.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Right.
Okay. I will start with the rye as well, like Anthony did. I'm going to pass on the rye.
Okay.
I believe that if you want something that Cinnamon Toast Crunch on Barana type finished, I would recommend RD1 or Dark Arts. It's not overly done. This is just too strongly done on Barana.
Right.
And it did not settle well with me.
Okay.
Potentially, if you poured it over an ice cube and let the cubes melt and get watery, then maybe. But on the bourbon, I just poured a blind for myself that these two do not want to participate in, and that's fine. The bourbon, Anthony, what were you on the bourbon?
On this, the true story?
Yeah, the bourbon. Stephen, you were a pass on both.
Correct.
I think I was a
You're a
try
try.
minus, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's how much I was paying attention to you all.
Pass on the rye. Yeah, there you go. Sorry. Pass on the rye. Pass.
3/4 satched. I apologize.
There you go. Watch out for this guy.
Going back in for one more sip here before I render a verdict on the bourbon. Okay. So it's one of those things. Everybody's preference is different. Everybody's palate is different. For me personally, I would say I am a pass on the bourbon. Hang on. For me personally, officially for the pod, I'm going to go as a try. And the reason I say that,
Okay.
if any of our listeners are newer to bourbon, and you want something that is going to be smoother and sweeter, then you actually would be a buy on this. So I'm going to take me being a pass, someone newer to bourbon that just wants something smooth being a buy. I'm going to end up in the middle of the try. What I poured blind is another 90 proof bourbon or 93 proof bourbon that is a very sought after bottle that I think this is right there with it. I poured a Blanton's. So this $55, $60 bottle hangs with a Blanton. So, it's one of those things I'm going to be a try officially on the bourbon. So try on the bourbon, pass on the rye. Boom.
Boom.
And with that, thanks for listening to this episode.
Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY.
Don't forget to visit our partner, bourbonoutfitter.com. Enter code The Mashup for a special discount.
Also,
head on over to our partner, the Woodwork Collective, at woodworkcollective.shop. Enter code MASHUP for a 15% discount.
let us know your thoughts on this bottle in the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.